Hey guys, Bird Yugioh here, coming at you with yet another deck profile. This time it's going to be ABCs. Very good, control deck. Very good going second. Very good going first. It's kind of just got it all. Great deck. You can get some damage on board, and like I said, you can control the field very easily with this deck. So let's get started. First off, you're going to play 3 A Assault Core. This one, when it's equipped to a monster, it's unaffected by monster effects, and if this is sent from the field to the grave, you can add one other Union monster from your graveyard to your hand. So very good. Bee Buster Drake, when this one's equipped, the monster is unaffected by your opponent's spell effects, and then when this one's sent from the field to the grave, you can add one Union monster from your deck to your hand. And Sea Crush Wyvern, when it's equipped, it's unaffected by your opponent's trap effects. And then when this one is sent from the field to the grave, you can special summon one Union monster from your hand. So they all kind of work together. This one adds from grave to hand, add from deck to hand, and specials from hand. So they all work very good. The last Union monster we play is Heavy Mech Support Armor. It's of course searchable from Union Hanger. But when this one is normal summon, you can target one Union monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And then all of these, when they're equipped, so say we got B equipped with C, and that's all you ended up with. If B is going to be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy the equipped card instead. So it'll help just keep some monsters on the board for you. And then also, when C leaves the field, due to that effect, you'll get its graveyard effect off to special from hand. And then this one, actually, when it's equipped, your opponent cannot target that monster with card effects. So it comes up every now and then. It actually is a very good card. Like I said, it's searchable, so we don't want to see it all the time, but we can search it when we want to see it. And the extenders we play are the gadgets, 3 gold gadget, 3 silver gadget. I've just always liked them. Even if you brick, with just having a couple of these, you can normal and then special onto the field, and then they basically float. So like if this one's destroyed, then you can special summon a gold. When this one's destroyed, you can special summon a silver from your deck. So they kind of just give you some advantage there, and it's always good to see one of these with, like a Bee Buster Drake or something. That's just always good to see in your opening hand. So I think they're very good, and they're necessities in this deck. The only other monster we play is just, in my opinion, the best hand trap for this deck. 3 Gamma, Psyframe Gear Gamma, and 1 Psyframe Driver. I say with this deck because I've been playing this deck a long time, and I've played it with Ghost Ogres and Effect Veilers and Ash Blossoms and all that. But in all my, trying those out, Psyframe Gear Gamma is by far the best one. I've won multiple tournaments pretty much due to this card, I feel like. Played against like Altergeist, and it wrecks them. So, it wrecks a lot of decks. Played against Spirals when they go into double helix. You just Gamma it. Any deck that goes in Isold, Gamma, and they're done pretty much. Their plays end. So that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. The most important one in the deck is Union Hanger. When this is activated, you can add 1 light machine type Union monster from your deck to your hand. And then once per turn, if you normal summon or special summon a Union monster, you can then equip, I believe it's one with a different name. Yeah, with a different name from your deck to your hand, so you'd equip A with B or whatever you want to do. So it really just gets everything going, gets you with, 2 of the cards you need in the grave already, just off of 1 card basically. So yeah, it's amazing card. definitely play it at 3. 3 Pot of Desires. We play pretty much everything at 3 in this deck, or, you know, the important stuff. So Pot of Desires, I feel, is a necessity. Gets you more cards you need, and then it also, you know, obviously gets you to Union Hanger easier, because we only have 1 terraforming now, so it's even more important to, you know, have ways of getting Union Hanger to your hand. You want to see it opening hand, you know, first or second. You always want to see it. Also, we played Called by the Grave to protect any of these, you know, Pot of Desires, Union Hanger, you know, even our gadgets. You want all of those effects to go through. So any way, again, you can do to kind of let those go through, Called by the Grave is a great way. And then 1 terraforming, because we can only play 1, so we play it. And then Foolish Burial. You basically just want 1 of each, or I mean, you can have as many as you want. But to get your plays going, you want 1 of each of these in the grave. So like that opening play I said, you know, when we have A equipped to B, basically all then you have to get is C into the grave, because, you know, it's easy to get these into the grave, especially once they're on the field. And then once you have all 3 of them into the grave, then you can bring out your big boss monster. So that's definitely what you want to do, and Foolish Burial just helps that along. And then the last one is Monster Reborn. We of course play it because we have cards in the grave, so why not use just a free summon from the grave? And you'll even, you know, have your ABC Dragon Buster in grave every now and then, and you can use Monster Reborn on that. Or if your opponent has a card you want to steal, just use that. So now onto the traps. I feel traps are actually very important for this deck, especially with terraforming down and just not as many ways to get your plays going. If you open up weak, you know, say you got just, you know, 1 Union monster, you can just set it, and if you have, you know, quite a few traps, which we play, you know, that'll make things a little easier, so you can hopefully draw something you need. But we play 3 Solemn Judgment, 3 Solemn Strike, and 1 Solemn Warning. It's a lot of life points, but like I've said in every video that I play this package in, life points don't matter, especially if you're winning. And honestly, Solemn Judgment at 3 is I think way better than Solemn Warning at 3. Solemn Warning, you flat out just pay 2,000 life points, but you could theoretically, if you have all of these, you could resolve all of these and not be down to 0 life points. As long as you use Judgment last, because it's just going to do half of whatever you have. You know, you can use all these, boom, back to back, and then use Judgment last, and it's just taking half of what's left from those. So you're with Judgment at 3. I think it's just too good of a card. It says no to everything. It protects everything you got, and it stops your opponent from doing whatever they need to. So this is really good. And the last card that we play is Skill Drain. Now you might be thinking, you know, we have a lot of effects we want to go off on the field, but most of them are going off in the grave. And especially when you get this guy out, and you want him out before you activate Skill Drain, because his main effect you're going to be using is to tribute him, to special summon the 3 Union monsters that were used to make him back to the field, and that's a cost. So you're going to be able to do that even under Skill Drain. So, and obviously Skill Drain is just stopping your opponent from doing anything. So that's the main deck. I did keep it, I think, right at 40, just because this deck lost 2 terraforming. You just obviously need a smaller deck to be able to get to the Union Hangers and the pieces you need easier and quicker. So 40 is what I like to play for it. And then the extra deck now is, first card is of course the ABC Dragon Buster. So to summon him, you don't need polymerization or anything. You basically just need 1 of each A, B, and C in the grave. and then you banish those from the graveyard to special summon him. And then during either player's turn, you can discard a card and then target one card on the field and banish it. And then on your opponent's turn, you can then tribute him. Like I said, that's a cost, so tribute him, and then you'll be special summoning back those 3. And if you have Union Hanger, you're getting a card equipped here. It's very good. And then, like I said, once these hit the grave, if your opponent decides to attack into them or whatever, their effects are going to be activating, so you're going to be getting more advantage. Yeah, ABC Dragon Buster is an amazing card, and it's 3,000 attack, so you got a Link monster, you can make 2 of these, and usually that's going to be game, because you'll also be using their effect to banish problem cards, and it's just way too good to not play at 3. And then we do play some rank 4s, because obviously we can make those very easily with the gadgets. So Abyss Dweller, just a good generic one that'll just, it's actually a great card against this deck, but against most decks, they have effects that go off in the grave, so stopping those for a couple turns is a very good idea. I like Dugaris. It's a very good card. Pick up one, if you can. It's just a really good generic rank 4 card. You can either, get you some draw advantage. You draw 2, you discard 1, so you can kind of clean up your hand a little bit. Or you can special summon 1 monster from your graveyard, and then you'll skip your next main phase. But, obviously if that's going to help you to win, then it doesn't really matter that you're skipping your next main phase. Daigusto Emerald. Too easy to make and too good to not play in this deck, because you're going to be, like I said, again, having quite a few monsters in your graveyard that you can then just shuffle in and just draw a card. Just straight up just card advantage right there. Really good card. And then now for the links, we play quite a few. One that I really like playing is Clara and Rushka. This one, it can only be link summoned during main phase 2, but it's an easy way of getting to Dragon Buster, ABC Dragon Buster. If you open, say, just one of these and any of these, so we'll just say we open up like that. So that's all you got that's useful, and you're like, how am I going to get to my ABC Dragon Buster with this? But so you'll activate that. You'll add either one of the other missing pieces. We'll just go with B. And you can normal summon either one. So you'll normal summon B, and then you'll use Union Hanger's effect to equip C. And then you'll go to main phase 2. You'll link this away for Clara and Rushka. You'll get Chain Link 1. You'll do Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, or however you want to do it, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. So we'll add one from the deck to the hand, just do another B, and then C's effect will special summon the other piece, A. So this is in your hand, this is on the field. Then you'll just take these 2 and go into Underclock Taker, because it just requires 2 effect monsters. And then now, just off of that little combo, you have the 3 cards in the grave. You'll just banish those and just simply get out ABC Dragon Buster. Just off of just 2 cards. Very easy and very important to do, obviously. So, as you saw, we play the 1 Clara, 1 Underclock Taker. It's good for OTKing as well, because obviously if you have him and him, you'll just be doing 3,000 damage to whatever monster your opponent has on the board. And then you do a land for Incus. It just requires 2, just generic 2 monsters. The main thing is it has the 2 downward pointing arrows, so you can make this and then proceed to make 2 Dragon Busters in those zones. So it's mostly just for opening up zones, so you can summon 2, and then obviously you can probably OTK pretty easily with that. So I like one of those. And then also just another kind of generic one, for this deck at least, is Cleafort Genius. It just requires 2 machine monsters, and it's again the 2 downward pointing arrows. It's got more attack though, so that's why you like this one. And then Decode Talker. If you can get to Decode Talker, and obviously, 2 Dragon Busters, that's game right there for sure. If you have him in there, because he's going to be at 33, and then you got 3,000, 3,000. You probably would have gotten rid of some problem cards with Dragon Busters effect. So Decode Talker I've always liked ever since the beginning of playing this deck. Decode Talker has always been really good. And then just some generic ones. Nightmare Cerberus for getting rid of problem monsters. Phoenix for getting rid of problem spells or traps. Unicorn for getting rid of any problem card on the field. And then the last card, Yugioh Skull Dread. It's too easy to make because, like I said, on your opponent's turn, you can use that effect to banish a card they have, and then also just tribute this to special summon 3. So you already have 3 cards with different names to go into an easy Yugioh, and so you just need one other card, and it's very easy to go into him, and he just advantage, specials from hand. Too good to not play in this deck. I like him a lot. So yeah, that's it guys for the deck profile. Go and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. I'll be posting videos. I'm trying to do about every other day. Going to go down in the comments, and if I'll post a list of some decks that are upcoming, and if you like one, just let me know what you like, and I'll try to get that one in the rotation. But yeah, thanks guys for watching.